Oakley dog. Alright, now are we looking on the camera? Oh, we're looking like we're on the camera now. Hey, wait, where's the movie? There's the movie. Alright.
We're showing a movie.
We're doing Italian horror today. We're doing Pieces by, who the fuck directed this?
Mayday, mayday, we're going down.
I cannot pronounce that name to save my life.
Got Juan Piquer Simon? We're gonna hope.
We probably butchered the crap out of it, so...
Yeah, we probably butchered his name, but you know what?
I did not get the year, though. The year that this came out, I have my cheat sheet phone, was 1982.
1982, okay. Alright, so, one more time just to prove that we're professionals. God, where's the... 1982 Pieces. Let's fucking go. What was the most memorable scene in the movie?
Yeah, it would probably be the opening scene. It was pretty weird and intense.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was really unique and funny and quirky. Kind of funny. It's not supposed to be funny, but it was memorable. It was very memorable.
It certainly made an impression on me, at least.
As well as the last scene. The last scene was also very memorable. Oh, dear God. Well, anyway, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, but I don't know. So specifically the opening scene was like the one that did strike you the most. It just, I mean, because I remember when we were watching it not too far in, I mean, like, gosh, we were only 5 or 10 minutes in, and you were pretty rapt at attention. And, and I thought it was just fine, the opening as well. It's a pretty typical cheesy slasher opening. I mean... A normal, traditional, scary movie, but it was definitely eye-catching. Yeah, what about you? Yeah, what would be my favorite one? I don't know, altogether... I don't really know if I had a favorite scene per se. Like, I mean, I enjoyed the movie pretty well. There's lots of slashers that I enjoyed a lot more than Pieces. However, I did still enjoy it. I mean, probably in general, because this is a pretty low-budget, exploitation horror film. It didn't have too much in the story department. It was pretty bare bones on the story, just like most slashers. But that's fine with me. I don't give a shit. It was fun. Outside of the slasher scenes, I really don't think I could pick a particular favorite, moment per se, or a particular whole scene. I guess one thing that I will say is the most memorable part of it for me was certainly the ending. Because, again, we'll get there in a minute, but the end was just...
gnarly.
Yeah, literally the last, 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. The ending was just like... What?
Yeah, it comes really out of left field, but hey, it made an impression.
Yeah, kind of like a Sleepaway Camp. If whoever has seen Sleepaway Camp, the ending of that movie, yeah, I mean, you kind of expect it, but kind of the ending of the movie was just so out of left field.
The ending of Sleepaway Camp and the ending of Pieces both were similar in that they were like, huh? What? But I feel like Sleepaway Camp at least did something to try and, foreshadow that kind of stuff, whereas in Pieces at the very end when she...
really left field.
Well, yeah, just... What the fuck?
Okay, do you think it was easy to depict who the killer was?
How do you mean by that?
Do you think that you kind of caught on? Because it's honestly, it's supposed to be a mystery on who this killer is.
In my opinion, I mean, maybe I just wasn't watching closely enough or whatever, but I don't think they really did anything to really foreshadow that it was the principal. Did you notice anything?
I did. I actually caught it, well in advance.
Well, okay. That's right. You did say something.
My logic on those things is that it's usually the person you least expect, whether it's in shows or movies or whatever. It's, usually the one that you don't really see on camera very much.
I'm trying to sit here and actually think of any time that I might have actually that I called the killer in advance in any movie, and I can't think of one.
Yeah, with the movie Us, I actually I figured out the big climax part of the movie, and he was just like, whoa!
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
How did that happen? You figured that out? How did you figure that out?
Man, you'd think I would be better at doing that kind of... I write fucking books, man. Like, I should be better at calling other people's stuff, but no, I guess not. No, fuck off. Now, to be honest, like, when it comes to a lot of cheesy B-slasher movies, kind of like this one, I don't even... really give a fuck. I don't even try to actually figure out who it is just because it's like it's more fun. Like, like watching the first Friday the 13th for the first time.
Oh my god.
I didn't give a fuck who was killing people, man. It was just more fun to watch the cheesy shit rolling out as it is.
Exactly.
Would you seek out more films by this director given the film that we've watched?
I would. I've been really... He's obviously, I believe, an Italian film director.
Yep.
And I've been really wanting to personally watch more foreign films. There was one in particular that kind of caught my eye, but it was like very controversial. It was something called from this director, something called I Love Hitler. And it was kind of like that movie that went, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, if it turns out to be kind of like a Jojo Rabbit situation where it's like, awesome. Kind of a critique and some such, then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
but if this guy turns out to be like...
a Nazi or something.
Yeah, that...
Sorry.
If that's the case, then we're going to have to redact...
all of our statements. But there was another one. I've seen the title before, and it was called The Rift. It looked really intriguing, and honestly, that one piqued my interest the most out of his filmography. He did die in 2011, so he didn't really have a huge filmography. I kind of wish there was more. Again, I really adored just this film in particular, so I would love to venture out into more of his filmography. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I think... I don't know, man. I thought it was good enough. If more of this guy's movies came my direction, I'd probably give it a watch. But honestly, altogether, I mean, I'm not going to go seek him out, per se. Like, there's a couple other directors that I would definitely like to seek out all of their films first. Like, I want to check out all of Brian De Palma's films, because every movie that I've seen so far by Brian De Palma was great, and I want to seek those out. Yeah. Just because I've been blown away. And Pieces, it was fun, it was memorable, but not, like...
I loved it.
The end-all, be-all.
No, I loved it. What was your thematic take away from this movie? What was it actually about?
I don't know, man. So obviously, they jump back and forth between... okay, all right. So, we start out with the kid building the jigsaw puzzle, right? He's obviously obsessed with ladies or whatever because he's doing a lady jigsaw puzzle, and then his mother comes in and, fucks all that up because his mother is all crazy and puritanical or whatever. Yeah. He fucking takes her down with an axe. Great. Fun. Awesome times and stuff. And so, applying that to the rest of the movie, I'm pretty sure it's about how, like, a sick, misogynistic mind would approach women, right? There's, which pieces of a woman are particularly, like, this woman has a nice face, this woman has, so and such.
Yeah.
And literally just rip them apart and Frankenstein them together for his own twisted amusement. So what about you, man? Like, did you take away the same thing that I did, or did
I think I did, actually. Definitely very misogynistic, very, like... I think in a way it was bringing awareness to the misogyny, and especially in film, it's always, they have to have, the boobs and the freaking, the face and the hair and the makeup and everything like that. Right. It's not really about the woman inside or like the woman that has intelligence.
So then, okay, I guess my follow-up question then would be like, because like obviously... It's an exploitation movie from the early 80s, so you're going to get lots of boobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that goes to undermine that point in the film? We both seem to walk away thinking that it is about, generally speaking, misogyny. To an extreme degree, but generally speaking, misogyny. Now, having so much nudity in the film, do you think that, specifically female nudity in the film, does that counteract the point? Does it downplay the point and lessen the statement on misogyny?
Yes and no. I feel like, it does bring somewhat of a point to it, because, you know, obviously that's a majority of what is shown in the movie is women's nudity. There's not a lot of nudity in men. And in this particular movie, I don't think there was any nudity in men.
I'm pretty sure
I think there was one.
We got a full schlong.
Yeah, there was one scene then, at least. And it's not bad. And you have to keep in mind also that a lot of Italian films and a lot of Italian culture is very open to those kind of things.
Or at least a hell of a lot more open than America, from what I hear.
Oh yeah, America is very, I don't want to say cloistered, but I guess cloistered is a very good name for it, or a very good word for it. They're pretty cloistered.
I have to say, I think that it doesn't necessarily go against it. Now, I think a lot of exploitation films that do specifically rely on female nudity, you know, women getting naked up and running down up and all the doing whatever. Most of the time I would say that is, you know, just exactly what the genre's called. Exploitation. That's precisely what it is.
Yeah.
Which is misogyny, you know, at least to a degree. So my point is A, because they did go so far as to include male nudity, granted, not as much as female nudity, but they did include some, and B, also, I believe that the movie is trying to critique misogyny and say that overall it is bad. Yeah. So therefore, no, I really don't think so. There were definitely some times where it was just like, yeah, why the fuck did she get naked? It wasn't necessary for this person to be naked. In some ways, I do think that it's alright just because it kind of promotes more, at least it can promote more body positivity and just openness and shit. What was your overall rating for the film, and would you recommend it to others?
Probably like a B+, maybe an A-.
Fuck, you like this a lot.
I love this movie.
So that's your personal rating. How would you rate it, like, objectively? I mean, I know we're talking about art here, so you can't really be objective.
It would probably be in the middle of the road. If I was rating it objectively, it'd probably be like a C, maybe a C-. But I love this film. I can't really look at it that way. I loved it. It was good. It was intriguing. It was engaging. It was fun. It was funny. Honestly, this movie really reminds me of Student Bodies. It just like nailed it.
This is precisely what Student Bodies was.
Yeah,
exactly.
I loved everything about it. It's a very cheesy film. Yeah. It's very, I don't know, I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I also really enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, like, Christopher George is in it, and we saw him in, Day of the Animals?
Day of the Animals is awesome.
What is he also, Grizzly? I'm pretty sure he's Grizzly in Day of the Animals.
Yes, I would definitely recommend this movie to others. Probably not my family, because my family is very,
gentle. They're very gentle.
Horror and that kind of thing is really not up their alley.
So you're telling me we're not watching High Tension next time we go over? No High Tension? Okay, fine.
No. Anyway.
I would rate this movie pretty well, personally, I guess. You know, I enjoyed it a bit. I'd probably give it, a B. When it comes to, actually rating it, again, objectively, as objective as you can be with art, I think I would actually probably do it a B+, honestly. For being, low-budget schlock, it actually did look pretty well. The effects, I enjoyed well enough.
Pretty decent.
They were all obviously competent. Most of the dubbing and some of the actors, you can tell, were not the greatest dub actors in the world. I liked the movie. That's my point. Next.
Would you recommend it to others?
Oh, would I recommend this movie to others? Really depends on who it is, honestly. Anybody who even generally enjoys your average slasher movie, yes, I certainly would. To the general movie-going public, probably not. It's 80s Italian horror, so, there's plenty of others that have been done better than it. Mario Bava and Dario Argento, I'm pretty sure, were both Italian filmmakers from around the same era. At least, plus or minus 10 or 15 years or some such. And, there's others that I thought were done better, but dude, man, even if you have a cursory love of the horror genre, give it a go, man. You're not gonna be too disappointed at the very
I'd
worst.
at least give it a shot. You're not wasting your time. Were there any movies this one reminded you of?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so, obviously, the chainsaw, you can't have a chainsaw in a horror movie without, thinking Texas Chainsaw. Fuck, where's the... Yeah, you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre. Yeah, it's fucking great. Oh, God, a little bit of Frankenhooker, just because of, the whole stitching pieces of women together into things and stuff and whatnot. And also just a couple of other, just, like, Italian horror movies, just because there's, I don't know, a specific flavor that, usually comes with... each... a lot of times you can tell an American film from a British film. Each country does give its own little bit of a flavor and stuff, usually, for the films that end up coming out. And, so, I could just kind of taste... I could taste the real Italy in the film. That's fucking... I was about to say we need to get a French fucking baguette, but then I realized, wait, that's France, not fucking Italy, that's a French baguette. Were there any movies that came to mind for you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, I thought Student Bodies was a big thing with this.
Right.
There's a moment, a lot of moments actually, in this movie in particular, where he does this, like, heavy breathing in the movie, and for some reason, in Student Bodies, there's this... It definitely reminded me so much of Student Bodies. Again, as well as Texas. And funny enough, I was actually thinking of Frankenhooker. Like, a few questions before this one, when you said it out loud, and I was like, oh my god, I was just gonna say that. I love Frankenhooker so much. I have a Frankenhooker shirt, and you might have seen this in previous videos that we've done. I love Frankenhooker.
Dude, Frankenhooker was a good fucking... Oh man, it was so fucking
It's so
weird.
amazing. But yes, it reminded me of a lot of movies. A frick ton of a lot of movies.
Which kill was the most impressive? Which was the most disappointing?
The most impressive kill for me, which is funny enough, was actually the ending. The ending kill, you think everything is resolved and everything is all good, and the guy, the killer, is dead, and everything is all kind of closing, and then all of a sudden, the dead...
The Frankenhooker.
Well, we're not going to call it Frankenhooker. No, we're not going to get people confused. But, okay, I guess the Frankenmush.
Yeah, the
woman mush.
The pieces of women that they were sewn together.
She, like, out of her sheet just goes into the guy's balls and just squeezes and, like, kind of crushes his balls.
They just pop and just like, oh my god.
That part was honestly the most impressive, but also the most shocking. It was also really funny. Most disappointing for me, honestly, was the pool killing scene. It was just kind of like... It was like one of like the worst pornos ever, and she was just like, oh my god, and it just like way overacted, and like it was too corny and too funny, and that part, I guess, was a little disappointing for me. It was like she could have run away or done something to like prevent it, but she just laid there and tried to act sexy, and that was kind of it.
And just like, okay, so actually jumping back to one of the other things that we were talking about earlier on, I think that moment right there is specifically
where it depicts.
Yeah, that's the one time that I really do think it does break its theme, right? Where it's anti-misogyny. Well, I mean...
Then there's that.
Yeah, that could have been handled quite a lot better to actually strengthen the message, but we're all actually pretty certain that they were there to make some money and not actually have some moral upstanding.
You're up next. So which kill was the most impressive and which was the most disappointing?
Okay, so the most impressive one... I enjoyed the little elevator bit, generally, when he fucking ended up lopping off her arms.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was just the one, I guess, that I found most entertaining, generally speaking.
Okay,
Probably.
and then, like, what was the most disappointing?
The most disappointing one, probably, I think it was the second one, where there's just a lady laying there in the grass, and she's like reading or studying or something. Motherfucker just came out and lopped her head off, and it was just quick and over and done with. So it was just like, yeah.
Honestly, I thought that was probably my most impressive.
That was your second favorite?
Probably, just because, like, it's out there, like, in public eye. You don't usually see a person just lopping a head off. Like, you don't usually see that in public. At least I hope not. Who was, in your opinion, the strongest best actor/actress?
What was it? Christopher George was pretty good, you know. Susan Day George, although I think, wasn't she still just Susan Day before this was technically before they married?
I think so, but she now goes by Susan Day George.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you know, like, I mean, they were, you know, fine as they always are. I guess I probably have to pick one of them too, because, like, generally speaking, none of the other actors were super great. I don't know. It was all very functional. I don't watch these movies for the acting. I
like the principal, or the dean. I liked him a lot. I felt like with even his dubbing, he did a really good job. It wasn't, like, off or anything like that. So, I really liked him. And I actually really did like the kid that gets his balls crushed at the end.
I mean, he was pretty alright, too. I guess if I had to list, like, a third favorite, that kid was pretty okay as well.
Yeah, but overall, I think my favorite probably was the dean.
Oh.
I just liked his dubbing.
Do the effects hold up to the modern day?
I feel like it depends on who you're talking to. For me, yes, I feel like they do. But overall, I wasn't disappointed with the effects at all in the movie.
Obviously, you know, today we just simply have better technology to be able to pull off and make shit generally look, you know, nicer. We have the capability, but that doesn't necessarily make the case. You know, that's not the rule, right? But as it was, you know, like, I'm sure it looked probably, you know, fine for its time. There was one scene where they fucking cut the lady in half. Fucking, that was, you know, like, pretty fucking good, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I've probably mentioned a million times, I am not a huge fan of today's CGI. I feel like a lot of films really overuse it. So honestly, I really did like the effects with this film because it felt, for me, it felt fresh. It felt it felt kind of refreshed.
It's nice to have practical effects.
Would you have changed the ending?
Man, I'm not sure. So, like, obviously, you know, it's a horror movie, so you gotta leave them on a big note. I get it. There definitely could have been other ways to tackle that. Obviously. It was memorable the way it is. I'm not 100% sure if I would want to change it out, even though it makes literally no fucking sense. Like, she's dead. This is a lady that is composed of, like, what, 5 or 6 different ladies or something such? A number of different ladies went into the making of this lady. And this lady is obviously very fucking dead. So why in the goddamn did she reach up and squeeze this man's testicles so vehemently that they popped like cherry tomatoes? It makes no fucking sense. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't purport to want to understand it. But I will say that it made an impression. So, would I change it? I have no fucking idea. How about you?
Honestly, I don't think I would. I think because it was so left field and because it was so memorable, I don't think I would change it. Looking at it now, if it changed, I think it wouldn't be Pieces. I don't think it would be the movie. Honestly, I think it was memorable, and I think it was something that, I mean, we'll probably talk about for at least a few months. I'm gonna bring up Sleepaway Camp again. Yeah, it obviously in that movie it made sense for the ending of that movie, but it was so the effect with it was so dramatic and traumatic that honestly, it's the thing, and that's the reason why I bought the movie. Was because of the ending. And I feel like that's different. That's the thing that's different than a lot of the slashers that we see. Pieces is different than a lot of the slashers that we see. We don't see in normal traditional slashers somebody grabbing somebody's balls and squeezing it until they pop.
Like cherry tomatoes.
Like cherry tomatoes. But we don't see that. Name another slasher that actually has that ending of a scene.
Yeah, I could not name another one, at least off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody else has had their fucking testes fucking...
Well, probably like in the middle of a movie, or like probably somewhere inside the movie, but never usually the end.
Yeah, I can't think of that being the thing they leave in your head as you're walking out of the movie theater.
Literally. But I loved Pieces. It was amazing. I would recommend it to anybody that is even open to trying something different and new.
Yep.
With a really interesting, fun twist at the end. Literally a twist at the end. Oh, sorry. So, we hope you enjoyed this video. We do want to make more. We've been so busy with shit. And so much stuff lately. We just got married not too long ago. Actually, legally married not too long ago. About 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're planning on moving. So there's that. So you're going to see a new, different scenery.
I've been busy trying to finish up a different kind of book than what I usually write. But I'm finishing writing a book at the moment, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
in the meantime,
we are going to promote this lovely human over here.
I have books. Did I tell you I have books? Oh man, I got books. This guy is a bunch of short stories. That is, I think, 23 short stories. I wrote half of them. My father wrote the other half. And they're mostly horror stories, mostly scary, cruel, weird things inside this book about evil stuff. Some little tiny pinch of sci-fi. There's a little bit of comedy in there, some slipstream. The other book that we have available today would be my baby. This is The Circus. This is my novel. I worked several years on this fella right here. Just a hair over 100,000 words worth of fantasy and horror and all sorts of nasty shit. There should be a link in the thing, and you can go look at the thing. If you want
if you want more of a description on this book, please check it out.
Those are words. I'm bad at selling my own shit, people.
So yeah, we definitely recommend these beautiful books. Him and his dad have worked on one of these books, Portraits and Bloodlines, for so long, and my beautiful husband, Rycke Foreman, has worked really hard on this, so we definitely recommend that you check it out, and please buy it and read it. Your support means the world to us, and definitely to him.
Oh, and by the way, if any of y'all folks are the ones that came and see us at like the conventions and whatever, then like,
hey,
hello,
what's up?
Welcome back.
Hi.
If you read the book, I hope you liked it.
Yeah.
If you didn't, sorry, but I hope you liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, if you have read the books and we have not met you yet, please leave a comment down below and say what you thought about it. We would love to hear your opinions.
We're YouTube people. We have to say those things.
If you by chance have already seen this movie or are planning on seeing it, please leave a comment down below.
Fuck yeah.
We would love to hear your opinions on that as well.
Talk to us. We're lonely in this room. They don't let us out.
No, we never get to go out. Oh my god, stop it. Alright, we love you.
Mayday, mayday, we're going down.
No, God, stop being a dick, Mr. Computer. Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's a good thing we're married or I'd slap you. I don't know if he was dating.
Yeah, you could look him up, but well, fuck it. Oh. And we're not talking just like a little bit of nudity. We are talking like full schlong. It
wasn't like a big. It wasn't like full schlong.
I mean, we're not talking.
It was like just a glimpse at a penis. Like, oh my god.
We're not talking like she's gonna either. Well, hold on. Set it. Yep. Yeah. We all got nipples, guys. Oh no, it's scary.